I'll show you how big of a Braves fan I am.
Okay, Gary Sheffield. Gary Sheffield.
How do you do this jersey thing now? Come on. I'm just saying.
Is it appropriate for men to wear jerseys?
I saw that going around on Barstool or something. Yes, it's always appropriate for men to wear jerseys. As my
I thought so too.
Emphatic head shake right now.
Brinley saying no.
Yeah, she thinks I'm a huge tool for wearing jerseys, but she's not committed to the jersey game like I am. I don't know why I just enjoy jerseys. I just enjoy good jerseys. I think there are times
because listen, I've been married for so long. I just know what those words mean. Like if I would have said that, I'd be on the couch for a month. All right. Matt Trent from WBRZ is our guest. On his bio, it says Matt Trent #never bunt.
I think this would be a good time to open the show with. I think if we learned anything from Tuesday night's loss to Nichols, is what a simple bunt can do to a really, really good team. I liken the bunt, to me, it's the house mouse of baseball plays. Okay? Nobody's really scared of a house mouse. It can't do anything to a full-grown human being. But you throw a house mouse in the middle of a dinner party and watch people lose their absolute minds. Look at Tuesday with that squeeze play that Nichols put on. LSU lost their collective mind.
Okay.
It is the most efficient way to cause chaos in baseball and the easiest way to cause chaos in baseball, period.
Agreed. Let me ask you this. Or let me say this and let me ask you if you agree. Now, Matt, this is just what I've been told. Now, you've played college baseball. You know my history, a part of the game, but I did not play it at a higher level than you did. Jay telling Dutton, or was it Collins, to run after the guy at the into the dugout with runners on, I thought was very misguided in the sense of, why not stand at home plate with runners on? The guy's going to have to come back to the plate anyway.
I don't, and I forgot to look up this rule after I got off set last night. I believe the rule is if the runner doesn't touch home and he goes into the dugout after a period of time, he's out.
Well, he's already out of the baseline though, right?
Yeah,
correct.
I think like once a period of time. And do not quote me on that, but I believe that is the call that he is out. But I'm not totally against Bryce Collins going to tag the dude out. I'm against it how nonchalant he went over there and tagged him out because he just kind of walked. I mean, if you watch the replay, he didn't even look at the other dude on the base pass. He didn't even look.
Well, in his defense, he had a coach screaming at him to go do it now.
Yeah, but if you watch him, and like even Travinsky is just kind of standing there like, all right, play's over, we're done. He touched the bait, he touched home plate, whatever. And Jay, you see, comes running out and is like, tag him. And Bryce just kind of turns around and is like, oh, okay, I guess I got to tag him. But he still, I mean, he turned to the field. And
when his back turned to runners on base and a runner on third. My God.
Never looked at him. And if you look at the dude on third, I think it was Washington or Williams or whomever it was.
Right.
He kind of got off third and you saw him kind of inch. And then he's like, this dude is not going to look at me. I'm just going to go. And he went. He was safe. Like, I understand, like, in that moment, nobody really knows what the hell is going on. But you still have to know that there are runners on bases. You still have to know that there are people on the base paths, whether they're at first, second,
right,
especially at third.
I agree. Have you ever seen a better defensive game for a team ever? I don't ever remember seeing a better defensive game than that one.
Shout out former LSU legend Wes
Hoops, baby.
I mean, I saw that and I was joking with some people watching the game and I was like, Wes Toops, man, LSU legend, like joking around because Paul Maneri, the guy that recruited him, was in the stands last night,
right?
Just hanging out. And he's going. I mean, he looked like a big league center fielder going all over the place. Let me tell you,
you do know that they had 4 Sports Center top 10 plays. You do know that.
And I don't know what I know they're first in the Southland coming into that or whatever. And I know that like they played really good defense last night. I don't know if that's how they played all year, but if they play defense like that the rest of the way, they ain't losing the game. They're going to Omaha. Like that was just unreal. And the play like to end the game was unreal. But again, Jack Merrifield, what are you doing? What are you doing? That is more. The play at the plate with Bryce Collins is more understandable than Jack Merrifield. That is baseball 101. Less than 2 outs, balls in the air. Just stay where you are. Freeze. How many times has your little league coach told you freeze on a line drive, especially bases loaded in the 9th? And you're down 1. You're the winning run, bro.
Well, my whole thing is I could have understood, Matt. I said this last night after the game. I could have understood if he got like the dude dove, caught it, and he got thrown out at second because he was just trying to get a better jump on it. The simple nature that he passed Ethan Fry.
Passed him.
Do you understand? That is so difficult.
You got you got to be on another planet to do that.
Yes. That was bad.
Because too, like, look, if Beloso hits the line drive of his life and hits it to second and hits it hard enough where the dude can just turn it and flip to second and W up.
That's what it is.
I'm okay with that. All right, hey man, look, you did what you were supposed to do, but the ball was hit so hard and the dude just had a really good reaction to it. Okay, cool. Wipe your hands, move on. Dude, you just took off. You didn't even look. He gave like one little look to see the ball's in the air, and a ball hit like that was not hit hard. It was not going to be like at the center fielder. But either way, dude, if that ball dropped and you're, not even halfway there, if you're taking a good lead and doing what you're supposed to, dude, you're safe. You're safe at third. You're standing on third, tie game. We live to see another hitter. I was like, because it ended, and I thought immediately, I was like, oh, well, they doubled off Merrifield at second. But then I go, well, they didn't even touch second. Like the guy with the ball didn't even touch second. And then I look at the replay. Hell, he's halfway down the third baseline.
Dude, I texted Ronnie Rants. Because he was like, oh, God, no.
Yeah, he did. Oh, and Lynn Rollins was like, Merrifield just passed the third base.
And you got Rants in the background. Oh, God, no.
Yeah. That's why.
Look, it is the most fandom call of all time. He's like,
that's why
God, no.
That's why, and that's like any Power 5 program on these midweek games, especially on ESPN Plus. Like you just get the hometown broadcasters, and Lynn Rollins is short fly ball into short center. Then he catches it. You just hear Ronnie Rance go, God, no,
oh, God, no. No, you know what it reminded me of? I wanted to send in the meme of Michael Scott from The Office.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
God, no. Oh, that was great.
So great. All right. You know what, though, Matt? I say it every week, and I know that this is what's happened the last 6 weeks. I come out here and say, this team's better than you think that they are. Look what they're doing. Don't take them lightly. LSU has won every series. I get that. Matt, Alabama has from a starter standpoint, that it's been really rough on them.
Yeah. They
do have 2 dudes have not given up an earned run in the SEC and have had appearances in every single weekend. Matt, they have 8 guys hitting sub 300 or better. They're not a pushover team. You cannot have the miscues like you did last night and think that you can sweep.
You and I have not talked about Alabama baseball one time this year at all, have we? Not one time.
Not once.
Not one time. You literally took the words out of my mouth because I watched them when they played Samford midweek, the same week that Samford was coming here to LSU.
That's right, and lost. Remember, they were undefeated at that time, 19-0, and lost.
But they hit like 3 or 4 home runs in that game. And the Shelton kid, because he's a freshman, if I'm not from Florida, and I was like, all right, that dude can swing it a little bit. I think his dad played in college or something, so he's got a good pedigree or whatever. I'm with you. I think that those numbers are a little misleading. Dude, they can swing it.
Well, Matt, so I thought that. Okay, like I thought that, and I have their cumulative stats up right now from overall into in conference. Matt, it's not a massive drop off. It's not so they've had 18 games in the SEC. Okay, so they don't have 8 guys hitting sub 300, but here is what has happened. Jim Jarvis has hit 5 doubles, 1 triple. He's got 9 RBIs, and he's got 3 home runs. Andrew Pickney, 4 home runs. Like they're Colby Shelton, who we were just talking about. Man, he's got 4 home runs. He's got 4 home runs and 7 RBIs. That's unimaginable. He just doesn't have runners on. If he would have, they'd be winning a lot of these games. I just think that's another one of these series where, Matt, you can't go into it subpar. Now, what would have been nice is obviously if you had Chase Shores and maybe some other arms, but man, that's a massive loss for LSU right now.
Yeah, and it's a massive loss for a lot of reasons because, look, I know that I think everybody has been tough on him a little bit just because the control hasn't matched the stuff. Because if Jay has echoed this, if he figures that out, he's Paul Skeens in 2 years. I mean, he's just got that kind of stuff. I mean, the fastball hovering around 100, slider's good. You know, the other off-speed secondary offerings are really good. And he's huge, he's durable, you know, he's got a big body that can support all that. And you're like, I mean, we just got to get him in the zone and get him consistent. And plus he can start, he can relieve. And I think that if he was healthy, I would not be shocked if Jay would try and use him in like the 8th or 9th role, like a setup or closer role,
right?
To kind of dabble. But yeah, you just lose another guy that is a versatile arm and has got great stuff. And like, I know we don't know anything about Garrett Edwards yet, but I mean, I think Leah Van of the Advocate posted he was throwing a football this weekend, which,
well, for some people that don't know, people will throw to get swelling down.
Yeah, but if it's a elbow.
It wasn't really a football though. From what I was told, it was a it was a part of his rehab. Like,
yeah.
So let me throw this out there. This is just what I'm told now, and I'm not going to put you on the spot. So let it be me because we have not talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
When I tore my ACL the second time, I had to go through rehab, then have surgery, go through rehab, have surgery, and then go through rehab again to build up some of the things around muscle tissue, loosen it up, stuff like that. So. I don't think that means anything, but maybe I'm wrong here.
I've just never seen dudes with torn UCLs throw before.
Throw football. I get it.
That's just especially with a throwing injury like that. Like, yes, you are right because they do that with knees, and especially joint. If it's a ligament around a joint to cut the swelling down before surgery and kind of strengthen the muscle or whatever. I have just not seen any. I've been around a lot of dudes that have torn UCLs. I've never seen someone throw before surgery. So that to me tells me that's good. It might just have been a sprain or something else. But
God, you'd hope so.
You would hope so.
Man, if Jay came out and said that he was all right, Jay Johnson is the most football mentality coach I've ever been around with injuries. You know who he is? You know who he is? He's Kelly. I mean, I know that Jay's dad was a coach, but I mean,
I was going to go as far as say, having covered him, and he was the most frustrating with injuries. He's Kevin Sumlin. Like Kevin Sumlin during his time when he was at Houston, he would switch jerseys with dudes during practice that were hurt or not hurt. So when the media came out, they wouldn't know That's a true story. That is a true story. He would.
All right. Do what now? He did what? Say that again.
According to people, actually ask a friend of the program, Ben Baby at ESPN.
Okay.
He would switch jerseys with people at practice. So like if somebody was hurt, he would take their jersey and put it on somebody. And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, like Johnson's good. Like I thought he blew out his ACL over the week. No, he's good. He's out there practicing running around." That's what I've been told by numerous people that covered Sumlin.
Is that not the most Texas A&M thing of all time?
Now, I don't know if he did it at A&M, but I do know the people that had covered Texas football said he would be known for doing that at Houston. That is what I was told, which is hilarious because
if he did it at Houston, he did it at A&M.
I never knew him to do it at A&M. I don't know, but I know that at A&M, like he wouldn't speak on.
I'm trying to just get you to say yes. He did it at A&M. Anyway,
no, very rarely do I give A&M credit, but he did. I cannot speak for the time that I was covering him at A&M.
Worried about LSU baseball at all?
No, I think it's kind of like I've said every week. Like I'm not pushing the panic button, but I am hovering over it. You know, I am kind of hovering like. The offense, again, I've said it from the very beginning. If it's within 3, I don't give what inning it's in. They're going to have a chance, and you saw that
right
Tuesday. I mean, they were down 2, and the whole world looked like it was going to crumble. And then Jared Jones comes in and cranks one, and then we load the bases.
I mean, Matt, even Sunday with the best mustache in baseball history, Hayden Travinsky.
I love that kid so much.
He looks so good behind the plate, too.
He does.
I'll give him this. In the time that we've seen him, he hasn't had worse miscues than Alex Milazzo this season.
Mm-hmm. I can't speak enough to the dudes on that team that came back and have not only have been playing lesser roles, but have accepted it. Like you look at Milazzo, there was literally like a week straight or 2 weeks straight where all he did was come in and bunt. Pinch hit and bunt. And then you got Travinsky, who has barely played, and he just comes in, he's ready and cranks one, and we're good to go. Had the start on Tuesday, threw a guy out. Like I just can't, and that's credit. Jay always wants to give the credit to the players, and it is, but it's also a credit to Jay making them believe that their role, no matter how big or small, is very useful.
Agreed. Any news on Tommy White?
Jay said he was sore and banged up, and I don't know. I would look. I mean, he seems to bounce back halfway decent from injuries. The shoulder, beginning of the year. Wouldn't be surprised if he played this weekend. Wouldn't be surprised if he didn't play every single game this weekend. So I think we don't really know. We don't really know.
Something feels off about that one. That's all that
Yeah, it does. But
I mean, look, he might play all 3. I might be off, but I mean, Jay makes me feel like I have no idea what's going on sometimes. So we'll have to wait and see. Matt, today, Cobble posted this at the Rotary Club. Kim Mulkey went out there. Now, apparently, allegedly, Hailey Van Lith is going to be committing tomorrow. But she came out there and said, I want a new PMAC. Mama wants a new PMAC. Clark, Smart, I don't give a fart. LSU winning back-to-back natties is what she's trying to say. Now, that was good. Clark, Smart, I don't care. I got a fart. That's good.
Now, why didn't we get one when Will Wade was here? Now, that's what I want to know. Why did we not get a new PMAC when water was coming down from the ceiling? There were rats in the arena. Why did we not get one when Will Wade was here? And I wonder. Now tell me why a coach didn't get Will Wade didn't get the new PMAC.
Why, Matt? Why do
because he didn't win. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? early exits in the tournament, SEC or NCAA. Top 3 in the SEC regular season. That doesn't get you championships. Okay? Stop
She's
it.
got a lot of leverage now. She's got a lot of leverage.
You know why? Because she was playing on the last weekend, the last day, and the last game of the season, the national championship. Okay? Stop all of this. Well, they didn't get Will Wade anything. Will Wade did not win at the level of Kim Mulkey. Stop it. And I know what's going to happen. I know what's going to happen. I texted you this today. I know what's going to happen.
They're going to give credit to Will Wade.
They're going to build that PMAC. It's going to be unbelievable. The facilities are going to be incredible, and recruits, even more so than they are right now, are going to come flocking into LSU. And somehow somebody's going to be like, well, it's Will Wade's arena. Thank Will Wade. He's doing it. That's his arena.
Matt, LSU from a basketball perspective has got a lot of things on their hands. Number one, I agree with Kim. They need to, at minimum, a massive renovation needs to come to the PMAC. That's number one. But number two, this whole renaming thing, right? I'm going to be cautious on what I'm going to say about that. I ask you.
You're not going to. Nope. I'm not doing it. Not doing it.
Okay, so let's move on.
Because no. I'm not. It is Tuesday. I just had my first session.
It's not Tuesday. It's Wednesday. But continue.
It's Wednesday. I just had my first session of premarital counseling with my beautiful fiance. So I'm emotionally really sound right now. Okay.
Do you think I was trying to set? I'm not trying to set you up.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not about to get into that. Nope. I'm not gonna do it. Not going to do it.
All I'm going to say, okay, that being one of them, let's not talk about it. But they do have some issues on their hands, in my opinion. Just my opinion. All right.
You're doing that thing. Doing that thing again.
I didn't say a word. I didn't say anything.
You're doing that thing.
I was saying be cautious if you did say anything.
Doing that thing again.
All right. Trey Green commits to LSU. Matt, let me tell you something. I lean on you for basketball. I'm a fat dude. I'm 6'3".
But you're losing weight, though.
I am. 29 pounds. 29.
29 pounds?
Yeah.
In how long? A month? 6 weeks?
6 weeks.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. This weekend I had a pizza with Ben, but it felt glorious. Anywho, let me throw this out to you. I lean on you for basketball, baseball. I had a lot of people telling me Trey Green was not good enough to play at LSU that are on this beat.
For what sport?
Football. Basketball, I would have understood because he's a bigger guy, 6'6". He doesn't look like a shooting guard. Like I
would say he's super raw in basketball. Between the two, like
did you see his summer film from this past week?
Yeah,
did you see that today? Like, dude, if anybody's that big hitting the threes from NBA range the way he was doing, I mean, in a game, I might add, this didn't pick up.
So I've seen personally Trey Dez I've seen him play basketball in person twice, I believe. He is very raw, but I thought it was a huge get for both coaches, but especially for Matt McMahon, because look, let's call it what it is. Louisiana has never been, over the past couple of years, producing top 150 recruits, like 4- and 5-star kids for basketball. That's just how it is. It's a football state. And so whenever you get some talent like that, that's nationally recognized, nationally recruited, it's like Brian Kelly said, we got to put a fence around Louisiana. I don't care.
And I tell you what, Matt, you got to give McMahon some credit. I know that some guys have had struggles, but man, I do think that there's a philosophy. Take Louisiana out of it for just a minute. Okay. I do think that there's a good philosophy of getting guys back to their home state school. Mm-hmm. I saw Lincoln do it. Mm-hmm. I saw BK do it. I've seen multiple coaches in the portal do it. I saw who's your boy? I saw Jim Mora just bring as many New England football players back to UConn as he can. I just think that it might be a good way of building your program back to where it might need to be.
And look, think about the narrative. What would have happened if Trey'Dez didn't go to LSU for hoops, right? Like, I mean, people really don't.
Or if LSU football would have lost out because McMahon and them couldn't help seal the deal.
Right, because, I mean, think about it. Louisiana is the only, I think them and Missouri, if I'm not mistaken, are the only states in the SEC with one Power 5 school.
Yeah.
Everybody else is competing in state with somebody else who's either in the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, like going down the list, whatever. So if LSU, who has the pick of the litter in literally anything, basketball, football, baseball, can't get that kid, I mean, you might as well just hung it up for next year or Matt Man's tenure at LSU. Like, I really do believe that. If he couldn't get him there, like a guy of that talent level, of that national recognition and prowess, just hang it up. Like, I mean, seriously, because that kid coming from, playing at East Feliciana right down the street, and you don't want to go to the flagship school of Louisiana, that's not great.
Well, I just saw this. So Chessa was at the commitment today. Chessa Boucher from
VLA 33,
right?
Yeah.
Okay. He said, Trey'Dez Green said, and I'm quoting, "I'm making a stand. We are staying home." Mm-hmm. Now, I will tell you, as a guy that has a lot of pride for the state as a general, when you say stuff like that, all right, okay, you mean it. Like Kevin Falk, Booger McFarland, Leonard Fournette, Tyrann Mathieu, like when people say that, okay.
And that's why, like, I know that gets thrown around a lot, but I really don't think that people understand the pride that Louisianans athletes have in playing for home state school. Like, I mean, it does carry a lot of weight because I've worked in Texas and nobody has more state pride than Texans. But it does hit a little bit different here in Louisiana, especially when it comes to LSU, especially kids that, look, let's call it what it is. I mean, Louisiana is a very poverty-stricken state. It is. That's just the way it is. But there are a lot of hardworking people here. There are a lot of resilient people here. And it's the Ed Orgeron story of, I always wanted to go and watch a football game inside Tiger Stadium, but my family could never afford it. But my dad said, hey, you keep working hard. They'll give you the keys to the stadium and you won't even have to pay. And that's how kids feel about LSU. They grow up.
Ed's not wrong there. And look, Ed gets such a bad rap sometimes, but he's not wrong there.
He's not wrong.
And look, they did give him the keys that time. But what the funny part is, they did give him the keys that thing. That's the interesting part. Trey'Dez Green, football-wise, how much have you seen of him? And I know that you've seen Deshaun McBride at Denham. Look, people know my connection with Brett Beard, played for him. Shout out to him. I will tell you, there's not a better safety that I've seen in the country better than Deshaun McBride.
He's good.
So, what do you think about Brian Kelly getting these two guys? I mean, that's Matt, for once, I don't know how you feel covering the team. I think we talked about this a little bit last week. But getting it back into a little bit of that topic from a coverage standpoint, buddy, I don't remotely worry about Brian Kelly. I really don't.
It's look, man, I'm not kidding. Like, this might be a little bit off the wall. He's starting to get that Saban effect in terms of recruiting, where you just show up and everybody just kind of, shit. Yeah, well, Brian Kelly's here, so that kid's gone to LSU. I mean, over the past, since Saban's been at Alabama and they've been winning, Saban shows up, or an Alabama dude shows up at a school and everybody just leaves, right? Like, everybody's like, well, we ain't got no chance. Like, it's going to be, Alabama and then everybody else, getting scraps. Brian Kelly is starting to kind of get that feel where he starts to show up and Joe Sloan starts to show up, and it's like,
yeah, that's the big thing that people don't realize. You know who Trey'Dez Green's primary recruiter was? Joe Sloan.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say if it's like
Hey.
that's the thing. Like when you've got a guy like that, especially with Joe Sloan's connections to Louisiana from his time when he was at Tech, dude, that's huge. Like that's huge because you get a better sense of who the kid is, where the program he's coming from, what he's coming from, like family wise. And Joe he's so good at what he does.
He is. You know what else too, Matt, that I think is getting unnoticed? New Orleans, from an athletic standpoint, is starting to pick back up. It had been a little down the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And now it's starting to pick back up. That's something to watch. By the way, speaking of that, have you seen the Algiers, the car documentary on Hulu?
No, is it out?
Yeah, it's out.
It hasn't come out yet.
No, it's out, bro.
Well, I read the book Across the River.
Bro, man,
it was incredible.
You know, if you're let me tell you something. If you're an LSU beat writer or LSU dude on this beat, and you have a like Aaron Anderson, who at the time was on that team, and the first question when we get Aaron Anderson from media availability isn't about that, you're not doing your job right.
I just like with that book, I think a lot of people one thing that I kind of learned or had to get acclimated to coming to Louisiana is just the different coaching styles.
Right.
We always joke, you go to Brett Beard's practice at Denham Springs, and I swear to God, every practice or 7-on-7 that I've gone to, he's cussing the kids out like like he is. Like he is. I swear to God. And I joke with him about this all the time. I was like, bro, how is it that every practice that I have ever come to, or 7-on-7 in the summer or whatever, since I've been here, I swear to God, I get out of the car and I hear you cussing a kid out. And
hey, hey, quick Brett Beard story. All right, Matt, picture this. I'm going to clip this and send it to him and him alone. I'm not posting this on socials. Okay, but listen to this. We beat a team in baseball 17-1. I'm talking about, bro, like hitting balls the opposite way, taking like 6 pitches, 7, 8, 9 pitches, and an at bat, demolished the team. Well, a kid that was a freshman, played JV and varsity, comes up. He hits a line drive up the middle. He's still second. Bunt, gets a third. And Brett, he coaches us in JV baseball. He comes unglued. He said, if that son of a gun scores, you're going to run until you haven't run. Like he did. I mean, just like got all on our, you know what? Ground ball to second base, runner scores. We ran foul poles the next day.
I don't doubt it.
The entire practice.
I don't doubt it.
So the next day, St. Paul, we play St. Paul in Covington.
Mm-hmm.
St. Paul would wind up, which I don't know if Brett knows this or not, St. Paul would wind up having 5 dudes on that field as freshmen that would play D1 baseball. 2 of those guys. Hey, there's one guy that played at LSU, okay? During that, the guy's name was Ryan Schimpf, okay? So just to give you an idea.
Not horrible.
All right. Ground ball up the middle. Our shortstop makes a MLB play. By the way, he also played a little bit in college. We lose 3-2, okay? Matt, we on that bus ride home, son. We on that panicking. If we beat a team 17-1, what's going to happen when we lose 3-2? Next morning we get to practice. Next day we get to practice. And brother, I'm coming up with every excuse in the book. Coach, I got the bubble guts. I got a headache. Whatever I got to say to get out of this. He screams at us. He goes, "Get on the line!" And he walks up there. And at this time, he's straight out the NFL, 300 pounds. Okay, jacked. He's walking down there with that walk that he has, bald head. And he goes, "That's how you fight." He walks back, and I look at everybody and said, "Let's fucking go!" And he just kind of looks back, and he just kind of looks back at me, and I got terrified. Anyway.
Here's my favorite Brett Beard story.
Okay.
This was last year, 2 years ago. Look, Denham Springs has put out some D1 talent in football, like really good. And I'm not gonna like say the kid, but it was one of the kids who was like really good. You know, he's going to college, or he's getting recruited to go to college. One of their better players. And I show up to practice, and again, I get out the car, and he's just whatting these kids up and down. Like it's not like the last two on the bench. It's starters, it's everybody, like coaches. He didn't care. I've seen him like run coaches in a spring game. I've seen when they played EA. Was it last year or 2 years ago? I can't remember. I've seen him like follow a defensive coach after a opponent's touchdown all the way down. What are we doing? That is horrible. Like just cut, like following dude down the sideline. Okay.
He's going to hate us so much for this.
So I get to practice and I always mess with him. I'm like, hey, I know this is like 10 minutes into the 7-on-7, but you're cussing these kids out. Can you at least let them get through the first series before you just like air out their laundry here in front of everybody? And there's like there's parents in the stands, there's like coaches around.
Oh, he don't care.
He goes, Matt, I don't care. No, that's not even the best part. Look, that's not even the best part.
I know he doesn't care.
He goes, Matt, I don't care. Like these kids need to be coached the way that I was coached, the way that my teammates were coached, and that how everybody that is successful in sports has been coached. He's like, do you think Nick Saban is like holding hands at Alabama practice?
No, and you know who his coach was? Woody Woodenhofer, who won like 5 Super Bowls in Pittsburgh.
So he goes,
you remember the steel curtain? You ever heard of the steel curtain?
Yeah. So
Woody Woodenhofer.
So I'm just needling him. I'm like, yeah, but come on, man, it's 7-on-7. Like the parents are here. He's like, I don't care. He was like, let me tell you something. He goes, not only do I cuss these kids out, I give it to their parents too. He goes, like we're right. Mind you, play is going on. Like there's 7-on-7 going on, and we're just on the sidelines. He goes, watch this. Turns to one of the kids who's going to college, and he goes, hey, so-and-so, how much do I mother your dad all the time when he tries to tell me what to do? Kid turned around, didn't even break stride. He goes, oh, all the time. All the time.
He is going to hate us. I'm clipping this and I'm saying
but that's why he's such a good coach, dude. Like that's why he's putting kids in college. That's why he's putting Deshaun McBride will tell you. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if he's going to LSU.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something. I think that's why I like Deshaun McBride a lot more, because he doesn't say anything. He says, yes, sir. And if you talk to Brett this is why he might be maybe my favorite recruit in this class, because when you talk to Brett, he goes, yes, sir. And then you don't have to repeat it to him. Mm-hmm. He just does it. All right. Last one before we get you out of here. Hailey Van Lith. Sources say she's committing tomorrow.
Left-handed Kim Mulkey. Say it till I'm blue in the face. Left-handed Kim Mulkey.
Did you see what people were posting on Twitter about Hailey Van Lith and Angel Reese if they're playing, like if they play basketball? So there was that. I just had to say this because you're a dude, so I know you know what I'm talking about. You know about the edit that they had between Kobe and Shaq about their dominance. They played it at Kobe's Hall of Fame or whatever, about how him and Shaq were just so dominant. They said this is Hailey Van Lith and Angel Reese on the bayou, and in the beginning of the video it goes,
That's terrible.
It is, but very quickly, what's your thoughts on Hailey Van Lith?
Like whether she's coming to LSU or not?
Well, just like, what does it mean for them dynasty-wise? I mean, Matt, they're going to be projected to win it all. South Carolina's not going to have the girls that they have. LSU is going to be favored in all of this.
Who beats them?
I do think UConn could make a run, because UConn, I think, had like 4 freshmen. But other than that, I don't know.
Who beats them?
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about this the other day. Man, we have coaches at LSU that have won the national championship before winning the SEC.
Who beats him? Tell me who beats him. Tell me who beats him.
But if
Hailey Van Lith, Angel Reese, Michaela Williams. Who beats him?
I'm clipping this, and we're going to find a great meme to post on this. All right, buddy. Congratulations to you and Brinley on your first session. Hope it went well.
She's giving me the finger right now. So
I don't believe that.
Marital bliss on the way.
I don't believe that she's giving you the finger. She's too sweet.
Sweet?
Yeah. She's too nice.
Nice?
Yeah.
I'll give you a great tell you how nice she is. She always, like, we mess with each other. That's what, we do. So she's over here like preparing dinner and stuff. She's like cutting potatoes. She's like cutting, and I'm over here getting ready to go on a run. And I come out and she goes, "Oh my God." And I thought she cut her finger.
Uh-huh.
She's like, "Oh." I like run. I was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" She looks up and goes, "Gotcha, bitch." Oh God. Like, I'm getting the car prepared. I'm getting towels to soak up the blood or whatever. And then I'm just like, cool. I swear that happened. Did it not?
She said, yeah. She said, yeah. That's so good. She has no idea she's about to go on Twitter in front of like 25,000 people. Oh God. Orgy Cum Laude. What a hell of a name. Sends us $4.99 via super chat.
It's great.
Orgy Cum Laude.
That's good.
Sends us $5. He says it feels illegal to get this kind of entertainment for free, so I have to donate each time I'm in here. Keep up the great work, brother.
Look, don't let anyone tell you that there isn't someone out there for you. There is. There is. You do not. I'm telling you.
Later, dude.
See ya.